And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another day, another weekend edition here of the OSC Elite Rising Star 19, day number 4. I'm of course just VIP. With him, I'm joined by these amazing players and by the people in chat as well. Welcome, bienvenidos, everyone, bienvenidos. Welcome to something a little bit different, something special. Welcome to an OSC Rising Star event. This is a tournament dedicated to the rising talent in StarCraft. So if you're used to seeing, and if you are used to watching players like Maru, Serral, Rainer, Clem, Hero, Classic, etc. This event does exclude them. This event does exclude those players. Instead, this event is dedicated to, again, the younger up-and-coming talents. I say younger. Basically, it is restricted if you did achieve too high accolades and too high placements in offline events, and even consecutively high placements in online events, then you are ineligible for this event. So recently, we had players like Percival qualify, or I should say, graduate. That's right. We had Percival, Young Yakov, Nick Rat. They did recently graduate from this event. Geralt Cristiano quite some time ago, and we have the other up-and-coming players instead, just below them, if you will. Let us go. This set has been running for a month at this point. It does last quite a long time. It's a massive bracket, double elimination, exclamation mark B in the chat to have a look at the bracket yourselves. Let's go. Let us go. Let us switch on over and catch up on the bracket itself. Once again, it is a massive double elimination bracket. You can see that this is the 4th week of the event so far, and we have been slowly progressing. We have been progressing here. Now, when it comes to this event, the two top seeds that I look at here are Shameless and GG Machine. Shameless, he was able to take the 2-0 win over Fiant, a 2-1 win over Jumi, and Shameless is up against UD Soldier in the upper bracket semi-finals. Scrolling down, when it comes to GG Machine, took down Hatzel 2-0, took down Moja 2-0, and GG Machine is waiting for the winner over ArT and HonMonO. That, fun fact, is going to be our first series of the broadcast. ArT versus HonMonO, that's going to be our first matchup. That's going to be our first PvT of the night. And we're going to be following that matchup into GG Machine as well. So it's going to be ArT versus HonMonO into the winner versus GG Machine. We won't be covering Shane versus UD Soldier yet here tonight. That'll be next week, of course. After this series, we'll be heading down to the lower bracket, where we have plenty of matches still ongoing. We have Babe Marine versus Middle VK. We have Hatzel versus Sebestus. We have Mini Zerg versus Milky Cow, Hydra versus Ledlix. We have Rebellion waiting for his opponents. We have ArT waiting for his opponent as well. A lot of matches still to go, and a lot of players still waiting for their opponents as well. As again, double elimination, so there's still plenty of rounds down here. Plenty of weeks of content. But again, as I mentioned before, we're going to be starting in the upper bracket. That is the goal. That is the plan. Also, bienvenidos, everyone. Bienvenidos. Young and up-and-coming talents. Oh, too late then. Ahí está. You're young at heart, Papi. Young at heart. It's okay. You can play, Papi. You can play. I believe. But here we go. We're going to be jumping into our first series. It's going to be a TVP here, ArT versus HonMonO. It's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be an interesting one here. For those who are maybe a little bit unfamiliar with our players, we'll get into it. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of the Old Republic, we have the Polish Protoss player. We have the pink Protoss representing the Platinum Heroes. It is ArT. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of the Old Republic, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the Red Terran. It is representing Team Hyper 1, HonMonO. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we delve into our initial best of 3. And HonMonO is beginning things with a proxy, which is standard, by the way. For those who don't know who HonMonO is the cheesiest Terran player in all of South Korea. Arguably the cheesiest Terran player in the world, especially when it comes to Terran versus Protoss. We expect nothing but cheese, nothing but all-ins out of HonMonO. He can play macro, don't get me wrong, he can play macro, but he often does not play macro, as we have 1 Rax at home, 1 Rax across the map. Now, based on the positioning here, do we have room for an add-on? This might be Proxy Tech Lab into Marauder with Marine reinforcements back at home. You back up the Marines, you pull the boys, you can hit with everything here as you hit with like 3 Marauders. Or this could be 2x Reaper with not the most committed start here. We'll see. We'll see if the Tech Lab is going to be started across the map. Meanwhile, we do see ArT going for his own gate expand standard opener out of ArT, which is again a little bit concerning. We have yet to see a scout. Oh, sorry, he does scout across the map. Probe doesn't get across, and yep, it is going to be Marina across the map, which means proxy, it's going to be the Tech Lab into Marauder. So as we had assumed, it's going to be proxy Marauder, backing up Marines, you pull the boys, one base all in. There's that recall back home. Now ArT, what did he see? He saw one gas, he saw racks. So far, based on what ArT has seen across the map, this looks like a racks expand. This looks like a greedy standard economic opener. But HonMonO has a reputation, so I would hope that ArT, even though everything looks normal, everything looks standard, everything looks economic, I would hope that ArT is a little bit more careful than that. And yep, he moves out with the second scout, and he will check the proxy location. Will he see? Oh no! Oh, he does. Whew, okay, he does actually deviate. He does scout. He does confirm the proxy, and back at home, we need batteries. We need shield batteries here to maintain ourselves. We need to support the army. Ideally, we even pull a couple of probes to the low ground to mine from the low ground expansion to pull the boys whenever we need to buffer for the stalker. As the army is here, the boys have been pulled. HonMonO, he's committing. He's all in. He's going to be all in here. The battery is halfway done. ArT needs more time. The first battery, it looks like it will finish. He'll finish just in time to support the stalker. Marauders, they commit. Going straight for the battery. Bunker's gonna, oh no, the bunker's delayed. Yeah, the bunker's gonna be delayed here. Some rough movement here with the army. Oh, the first bunker does fall though, but the Marauders are being focused down. They're being focused down. We'll lose one stalker. Both Marauders fall. Second battery's finishing. The boys are here to support. And ArT, he's holding. So far, he is holding on. Ooh, does try to focus on the Marines. Delays the bunker. ArT, he's holding on. He's holding on. Again, crucial, he was able to focus and trade with the Marauder. With the Marauders even. Bunker will not finish. The second battery is completing. And ArT's fine. At this point, ArT, he's fine. He has held. We have more boys being pulled though, because HonMonO, you know what he does? He doubles down. That'd be true. The rest of the boys are being pulled. Now this, now this is gonna be dangerous here. Now with these extra SCVs, the goal is to surround. These stalkers, surround the army to lock them down. But the Immortal has arrived. It was a robo follow-up. Very safe play here by ArT. Going through the robo, going for the Immortal. 3 batteries. Oh no, he cancels. 2 batteries are done. Comes in for this round. Do the force field. Oh, he tries to engage, going for the pylon. First pylon does fall, but there's still a backup pylon. Yeah, there's still that backup pylon as well. Does focus on the probes, trying to get on top of the stalkers. I mean, hey, that's 3 Marauders. Like, we're breaking through. He's trying to break through here. Probes are being pulled. Does focus on 1, does focus on 2 Marauders. There's 1 Marauder left, down to 0. And with that, GG ArT. He does hold, he does defend, and ArT takes game number 1. Whew. GG. Also, my apologies. I just realized that I did not open up predictions. I was meant to do that in game 1. No, sorry. I think I did. Yeah, we did. Thankfully. But here we go. We're going to be loading game number 2 here. Now, when it comes to HonMonO's build, now the downside of HonMonO nowadays is that everyone knows about him. He has a reputation. Previously, like 2 years ago, we saw HonMonO take down players like Hearthstone and like knock them the hell out of offline events. That was, even last year at DreamHack Dallas, or maybe I'm thinking of the year before that. But since then, like again, he has garnered a reputation. Players are more familiar with him, and players are more wary of HonMonO, so more willing to scout. Even though technically on paper, ArT, he checked across the map, everything looked normal, but ArT checked the proxy location because of HonMonO's reputation anyway. There we go. Up next, we're going to be loading into Tokamak. Tokamak is one of the older maps in the map pool. Bearing in mind for OSC, they do feature an extended map pool, so we have the standard ladder maps and we have extra maps that were voted on. This is one of those maps that was voted on. Here we go, spawning in the bottom hand corner of Tokamak, we have the pink Protoss player. The pink Protoss player himself representing the 100 heroes, it is ArT. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Terran player, we have the red Terran representing Team Hyper 1, it is HonMonO. Here we go, so we're jumping into game at number 2. So far, ArT, he defended well. Ended well here again, especially with the follow-up as well. It's very standard to go Stalker, to get Gate Expand Cybercore into Twilight Council, but last game ArT played even safer than that, going for the Robo into early Immortal production just to make sure he survived, just to make sure he had enough units to defend. It's a very safe play out of ArT. And this time, HonMonO, everything's back at home. Double gas. Okay, double gas opener this time. What does double gas mean? Double gas means that we're going for a delayed command center. We're going for a faster factory this time. Last game, it was 2 racks Marine Marauder, just 1 base all in. This time, a factory is going to be on the horizon here to get into factory-based production. This can lead into a 1-1-1, into another 1 base all in, a different variation, or it could just be racks into factory, into a CC to eventually expand into the mid-game. Into the early game, really. For now, the initial depot here is designed to wall off, to fully wall off, so the probe does fail to scout. ArT sees nothing. It could be another 1 base all in, it could be another aggressive build, it could be a proxy, it could be an economic opener. It doesn't know. So ArT is forced out. ArT is going to be scouting here for proxies on the left hand side. Once again, a gate expand. Oh no, sorry, gate cyber expand this time from ArT. A little bit safer. As there is that factory follow-up. From here, this can lead into Reaper Hellion, it can lead into Mine Drop play, it can lead into early tank production, early Cyclone, but HonMonO is expanding. So this is a relatively standard opener here by HonMonO, going for the factory expand, but bearing in mind that there's still potential for a 2 base all in. And it's HonMonO, so there's a very high chance of that. Very high. First step moves out for scouting information. ArT is still looking for proxies. I don't blame him. Checking the map. Twilight Council opener out of ArT. So ArT playing standard, not playing overly safe. Adept does get across the map, and the Adept Shader will confirm the CC, or at least it should. Yep, there we go. Confirms there's an expansion. Confirms the initial factory as well. Gets into the main base. Nice scouting here by ArT. HonMonO is racing back home. He's racing back home. He failed to wall off. The Adept is going to be trapped in the main at least. It does fall. But at least ArT now knows. He's like, okay, so you went for a tech-heavy start. I know to be safe. We have a battery on the way here at the natural. We might see a battery in the main base as well. So far, there is a Reaper Cliff into the main, so there's potential to dive into both mineral lines. And here it comes. How many Reapers? How many Hellions? 3. So 3 Reapers, 2 Hellions. We could see everything rushed all at once into the natural mineral line, or we could see the army split up and Reapers going to the main. As HonMonO does bring everything together. The goal here is economic damage. Twice rush past, and he does get into the main. Ooh, we'll lose 1 Hellion though. 1 Hellion goes down. Gets into the main mineral line. He'll get 1. He'll get 2 probes. Ooh. Nice. Oh, they line up. Oh my god. They line up for a moment here, and that's going to be 5 probes going down. And the Reaper escapes. So it's an okay trade here for HonMonO, bearing in mind the Reaper Hellion does not scale well into a longer game, so you want to throw it away. You want to trade, sorry. You want to trade with it as best you can. It's basically a 1-to-1 trade. What did HonMonO lose? Well, he lost 2 Reapers and 2 Hellions. He lost 4 units for 5 probes. Not the most ideal trade for HonMonO. Ideally, he wanted more damage, but ArT was playing safe. ArT was ready. ArT was ready for it. Back at home, we do have the 3-1-1 follow-up here into early tank and Banshee production. Okay, Banshees that have a lot of potential to harass across the map. Otherwise, based on the rally here, we might just go for a 2-base all-in, especially with a 3rd tank on the way, and I don't see a tech lab. I mean, I see a tech lab, but none of the Raxes. So this looks like a 2-base all-in. What are we seeing here? Continued Banshee production for extra DPS, continued tank production as well. Basically, the Banshee tank is going to be the backbone of the army. This is where the main brunt of DPS comes from, and these Marines are only a buffer zone. They're only here to be a meat shield, essentially. That's why there's no combat shields and no stim. This is going to be for an early all-in, and we may even pull the boys with this. So 2-base all-in by HonMonO. Unsieges everything, getting ready for the push. At the same time, does spot this ahead of time and does pick away at the Stalker. Sorry, the Banshee. 1 Stalker does get picked off. Has to be careful. Observer moves in, does spot the tanks pre-sieged. Also, we're not casting ourselves, so we can call it what it is. We can see if this was last night, it'd be like, oh, let's go. We're going for a big timing attack, baby. Cab. Nah. We all in, baby. 2 base all in. We're waiting for a third Banshee. Third Banshee, 4 tank. Here we go. The boys are being pulled. Stalkers are coming from behind. Oh, they catch a tank. They get one. Very nice pick up. 1 tank goes down. Remember, the tanks are the backbone. Without the tanks, there's nothing here. So 1 tank already falls. Massive pick off. There's only 3 tanks left. Stalkers intercept the SCVs. They do intercept. And they can always recall. Remember, they can always recall back home. The All-In is coming. The third base does not matter. This doesn't matter. This should be cancelled. Oh, that's a kill. It's a bit of a misstep here from ArT. Did not cancel in time. Army's coming in. Where's the recall? Where's the recall, baby? Tanks, they are sieging. Yeah, tanks, they siege up within range of the some of the production. Yeah, battery goes down. HonMonO, he's pushing in. He's getting on top of the robo. There's the recall back home. Did recall, he dives in, he gets 1. He gets 1. He's going to get 2. He's going to get all 3 tanks. The Immortal, yeah, we did miss a shot with the Immortal, but there we go. All 3 tanks go down. But there's still Banshees. There's still Banshees here. There's 2 Banshees left. Immortal falls. Massive pickoff. A messy defense here out of ArT. Very messy. But he's holding. Yeah, he's holding on and cleans up all the Marines. The Banshees are not a part of this. We have now the second wave coming in. Remember, ideally, this wave of army, these Marines should have been a part of the All-In, but they were stuck at home. Why were they stuck at home? Because of that Stalker aggression. Remember, the Stalkers, they were catching the tank, they were catching Marines, they were catching reinforcements. It meant that HonMonO was stuck at home and he couldn't reinforce his army. And with that, ArT re-expands. ArT did not lose any of his economy. Bear that in mind. Did lose some production buildings, but did not lose any probes, and ArT has a massive lead. ArT, he's on 47 probes against the 29 SCVs of HonMonO, and mules are good. They're not that good. They're not that good, pap. Yeah. So with that, ArT, he's sniveling out of control. The longer this game goes on, the better it is for ArT. Now he's getting Storm. Storm is going to be a big factor of the next defense. Links into the main base, delaying more mining. Can he get out? Oh, this is getting punished quite hard here as he does not get out. Almost every Stalker goes down. Massive misstep here from ArT. Yeah, it does make a mistake here. That's a lot of Stalkers falling, and that should trigger the second All-In. Now, typically, this second wave shouldn't be too threatening, but ArT, he just lost 8 Stalkers. Like that, those Stalkers were supposed to slow this down and maybe catch a Banshee, pick away at the tanks, delay the push. Not anymore. So this is much more difficult than it should be. So ArT did make a mistake, but Storm is ready. Show us the Storm. He's holding onto it. Yeah, he's holding onto that Storm for Sanctal Siege. Oh, catching a Stalker. He has, what, 4 Storms with the main army. Nice positioning with the tanks. HonMonO does cover himself. He wants those High Templar, ideally. And the first shot goes off on the Immortal, not on the Templar. Now, if HonMonO can focus on those High Templar, he can win this game. He can win this game. But he needs those tank shots and the Banshees to pop off. Speaking of, first Storm lands. Gets 1 Templar, so trades 1 High Templar for 1 tank. There's 3 tanks left. You see the Templar do pull away. Morphs in the Archon as well. Oh my god. Morphs in the Archon. River goes down within range. Nice pickoffs. And he's going for the side. Oh! Ooh. Couple of few Axel zone. That means 0 Storms. Yeah, my apologies. Sorry, there's High Templar gathering energy here on the top side. Bunkers being turned down. Whole position marker being punished here as 1 Immortal almost falls. And now we're collapsing in. Show us the Storm. Storm not on the Marines. High Templar gets turned away. Immortal goes down. These are better pickoffs here for HonMonO. He's out trading, but ArT does have full 3-way saturation, so he's able to warp in. And now he collapses. Now he goes to the dive. He gets 1 tank. Ooh, nice target firing once again on the High Templar. Storm does land on the tank. Tank goes down. There's one tank left behind this. Uno más, papi, uno más. Oh, yeah, Storm mainly zoning. Oh, does connect though. Storm connects. Third tank has arrived. More voids have been pulled. But now we're on siege. He's on siege. The army blinks in. He gets, oh, massive storm of the Marines. A juicy connection. Banshees go down. Marines go down. Tanks as well. The all-in has failed. Whew, things got very spicy towards the end there. Again, ArT made a massive mistake going into the main base and losing all those stalkers. That did prompt the all-in, and that made this a much more difficult defense, but ArT still holds. ArT still holds, he still defends. And with that HonMonO, he has nothing left. GG. ArT will claim the series 2-0, advancing on to the next round. Whew. GG. GG, well played. ArT will claim the series. Again, a very intense game there, and I can definitely see HonMonO bringing this to the ace match. ArT was maybe just a little bit too cavalier when it comes to some of his decision making, thinking he was far enough ahead to, you know, take some risks, to take some chances to harass and deal more economic damage in the main base when he had already been miles ahead because of the damage done earlier. So again, just a little bit too ambitious play there from ArT and made it closer than it needed to be, but in the end still held on, still was able to hold, defend, shut down the all-in. GG, well played. And with that, we have ArT advancing on to the next round. Does advance on. Now, if you're a fan of HonMonO, do not worry. Remember, this was an upper bracket match, so he gets knocked down to the lower bracket instead, where he has another chance to redeem himself. Meanwhile, we have our next series. It's going to be a best of 3 between GG Machine and ArT. Oh, again, GG Machine, he is the one of the top seeds of the tournament. He's top 2 alongside Shameless. Not an easy opponent here. Let's go. It's going to be up to ArT to bring his A game to the table, and we'll see how he compares as we're jumping into game